Hello everyone. In this section, I will show you how you can convert any text to an audio, which means if you have a variable that has a string something and you want to put it in audio, because the idea of our project is to take any text, which means if you have, for example, a book in a PDF, so you have to take that text from the PDF and convert it to an audio. So before doing that, we will start by something easy, which means we take a simple sentence or simple text and we put it as an audio. Then in the next sections, we will do that in PDF. And you will see that it is very easy. We will do it in 4 lines, okay? So we will go here to our text editor. As I told you in the previous video, you can use, for example, this editor, which is Visual Code. But if you have another one, it is okay. Don't worry about it. Any editor, any text editor will work for this project. So then after installing the text editor, you have to install the libraries that I told you about. Now let's get started. What we have to do is, the first thing, if we want to use a library, so we need to import it. So if we don't import it, the program will not recognize it, or will not recognize the functions that we will use. So the first thing that we have to do, we have to import it, which is the function that I told you about that will work with the audio, which is PYCAD. So we have just to import it like this: import PYCAD, this one, SX3. Sorry. Then after importing the library, we have just to use it. So we will go here, for example, the first thing that we need to do to initialize our speaker, which is that speaker that will talk. So we will create a variable, we'll call it speaker, that will have the role of the speaker. So we will give it speaker. So after that, we need to initialize our library, or we need to initialize our speaker. So to do that, we have to call a function that is included on this library. So what we have to do is just to write the name of the library, which is PyTTSX3. Then here that, and we have here this function in it, which is initialize. So clicking, if you are using a function that you have always in Python or any programming language, if you are using any function, you have to add 2 parentheses, which means that this is a function. So this library is calling the function in it to initialize our speaker. So after initializing our speaker, what we have to do, we have just to give it something, that the sentence or the text that we want to say. So what we have to do is just to give it the text. So to do that, we have just to write speaker dot say, which means if I will give you a sentence or something like that, just say it, okay? So speaker dot say. Then here we give it the sentence that we want. For example, hello, I don't know, hello, how are you, beautiful people, like this, for example. That this is just a simple example that we will use in the first thing. Then after that, we will use a large text or a PDF, etc. So here we have hello, how are you, beautiful people. Now after giving the sentence that we want to say, so before, because we said speaker that say this function, the sentence, sorry. After doing that, we have just to run it. To run it, we have to write speaker dot run and wait. This one is a function too, so we need to add the parentheses. So here speaker dot run and wait. Then we add the parentheses. That's all what we need to do. So I will show you how to do this. If we will run our program, you will see that it will say the sentence that is between the parentheses. So let's run it.
Hello, how are you beautiful people?
As you can see, we will do it again.
Hello, how are you beautiful people?
As you can see, any sentence you will put here, the program will say it. So, for example, if I will take this sentence here from here, then cut it, and I will put it in a variable. For example, I will give it, for example, text or something like this. Then here I will put the sentence that we want. Now, if we have this text has this sentence, what we need to do just to put here, because we want to speak, we want from the speaker to say something. So to say something, we need to give it what we want we want him to say. So here we want him to say this sentence which is in this text variable. So here we give it just the name of the variable, and you will see that it is the same thing.
Hello, how are you beautiful people?
But why, the question is why I am doing this? Because in the next section, when we will take a PDF and extract it and take the text from it, we have to put that text on a variable. Then from the variable we will put it here. So for that, I just want you to know that if we will take a variable and give it a text, then we put the name of the variable between the parentheses of the function say, it will work, and don't worry about it. So that was for today, and I see you in the next section. Bye.